Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So let's talk about episode 18 titled Find Me. This is going to be a Daryl-centric episode, and based off of the synopsis, it will focus on Daryl, I guess, mourning Rick Grimes. And it's gonna be a flashback episode, and the time period will be sometime after Rick disappeared and how he went into hiding. If you remember in episode 6 of season 9, we did see Daryl living out in the woods. We're going to see the backstory to that. We're going to see how Daryl dealt with Rick's apparent death and just what he did afterwards, living out there and stuff like that. Yesterday, we got a trailer for those 6 episodes, and so I thought it would be a good idea to focus on all of these 6 episodes individually based off of the footage we got from the trailer. And last night, if you haven't seen it, I did a Negan and Lucille one. So I talked about just, how we can see here's Negan being adapted into that and just all the footage we got, this and that. I want to do it for each episode. And so this one here, I want to focus on episode 18, which is Find Me. And that is Daryl and Carol, obviously. They find an old cabin, which stirs up a bunch of emotions for Daryl, and it brings him back to the time after Rick disappeared or died, and just he relives that moment. So before we go any further, I do have to warn you for spoilers for The Walking Dead season 10 and kind of season 9. But yeah, and if you are new here and you want more Walking Dead content like this, just make sure to be a subscriber. I'm going to be doing a Father Gabriel and Aaron video up next, unless it's already out. I'm not exactly sure the order of how I'm putting these out, but I also will be doing a Commonwealth one, the Maggie one, as well as a Carol and Daryl one. Those will be coming out throughout the week. I will be doing a Q&A on Wednesday, and so I'll be asking for questions for those. Those will be on my Instagram, so if you want to ask me questions on there, when I do post, like to ask you guys, if you guys have any questions, then just go follow me on Instagram. It's just @MusicMan on Terror Street. The link for that should be down below. As we get toward the end of the week, we will shift our focus a lot more onto The Walking Dead World Beyond, just because it's the season finale, right? So we might as well talk a lot about that this weekend. I will most likely be doing a live stream this weekend, so stay tuned for that. That is this Sunday. I will probably be doing it an hour before. I haven't done one since, I think it was the finale for season 10. October 4th, I think was the last one I did. So I think I'm going to do one for just the end of it, obviously. So anyways, if you care to subscribe, obviously you will subscribe. So let's talk about Daryl and all the shots that we have of him outside here. There is a shot here where you can see like a wooden structure behind him here. I don't know what that is. I don't know if they're outside in the city or where they're at exactly. If those are like train carts, I don't think that is what that is. It's hard to tell. If you guys know, comment down below. I can't tell right now, but there's someone behind him here in this scene. I don't know who it is because it's just way too blurry. You can't tell at all. But this is Daryl. The outfit he's wearing here is from the season 10 finale, or episode 16 now. And so I think this is still probably, it could be from the episode where he goes out with Carol. It definitely could be, but it is hard to tell because like we do have this shot here of Maggie and Daryl. And if you look at what Daryl's wearing here, it looks like he took his jacket off and he's just wearing his like normal outfit. Maggie here as well looks a little different, but her jacket is actually open here. And because you can tell, because you can see the beige or white, or what's more beige, I guess, colored shirt here. She was wearing this in the finale, in the opening minutes. She wasn't wearing her jacket. And then when we saw her later on, she was wearing her jacket. I think it was done up with a green scarf. And now she just took the green scarf off. It's just open. So this is when they're traveling back. And I guess it was just hotter. I'm guessing, right? It's during the day. So Daryl took his jacket off. She just undid her jacket. And this, I think, is from episode 17 for sure. And I think this is probably a part of the opening minutes. I don't think we're going to see a lot of them communicating and talking and stuff like in the woods there. I think the first things that we do see, we could see something in the beginning of a tease of what to expect with the Commonwealth or something. But I think in general, the opening minutes, it's going to be just them walking back to Alexandria or the hilltop, wherever they're going to go. And yeah, I think this is probably that. This shot here of Daryl when he's outside and he's actually wearing his outfit, this could be when he goes back out later. Like, we know that Carol and Daryl are going to go back out because I will read the synopsis here for episode 18. Again, the episode is titled Find Me, and the synopsis says, an adventure for Daryl and Carol turns sideways when they come across an old cabin. It takes Daryl back to the years when he left the group after Rick disappeared, as he relives a time that only the apocalypse could manifest. So that's a Daryl and Carol-centric episode. Mostly, I guess it's going to be focused on Daryl. Carol, I think, will help in like bringing out a lot of that emotion from Daryl. And we're also going to deal with that later on too with future episodes. Carol's going to bring out a lot of emotion in Negan in the finale, the true finale to season 10. So I think this shot is related. I do think this is probably when they're out there. We do see a shot later on too of Carol out there, and so I think this is also related as well because her hair is just properly done. Like it's not all messy like it was for the ending of the Whisperer arc when she had all those bloody coat and stuff. You can tell she's been back home. She just kind of fixed herself up a little bit. You can actually tell from the outfit she's wearing here. It's clean stuff. So yeah, she looks amazing. And this could either be from the episode where Daryl and Carol do go out, but they're out on their own, and you see their survival instincts really like exposed and tested and stuff like that. Or it's going to be from the episode, because they both go out. Daryl and Carol go out in 2 episodes, but the first one, when they go out, it's more to do with, I guess they find an old cabin, and that's more of a Daryl-focused episode. It's a backstory episode. The second one at the end of the season, episode 21 of season 10, that one is more to do with, I think it's going to deal more with Carol and stuff and what she did with Connie, how that's affecting Daryl. Like that episode tests Carol and Daryl's relationship. So we're going to get all of that there and whatever it's going to be. This shot could be from either of those, but I'm thinking that this is probably from the Daryl and Carol episode. And the reason why is because of the filming schedule. Because like all the stuff here with Negan and Lucille, Father Gabriel, Aaron, and this new character Maze, who is played by Robert Patrick, all of it has been shot already, which is surprising because they've only been filming for a month and a half, right? Like in a month and a half, they could probably get 2 to 3 episodes done, but they have episodes, or they have footage here from basically all of them, it seems, for the most part. And so I think that because certain actors aren't going to be a part of certain episodes, they are just filming at the same time in different locations, right? So you can film episode 17, 18, I guess 19, 20, and at least 22 all together, because I guess 18 you couldn't, 17 and 18 you would have to do back to back. But while you're doing 17 and 18, you could also do 19 at the same time, because that's Father Gabriel and Aaron. You could do 20 because that's Commonwealth related, and then 22 is Here's Negan. They could get to that a little bit after. 21's the tricky one because that is still Daryl and Carol, and they still have to film for like 2 or 3 months early, or starting in January. So I think that's where they're getting those ones done. That's why I don't think this is footage from episode 21. I think this is footage from episode 18 titled Find Me, and I think this is just Carol and Daryl out there. Now, the whole thing of this episode, which is definitely going to be exciting, is Rick Grimes, right? Like we will probably hear a lot about that. This is the one episode and the one time where you can actually focus a lot on this, because we didn't really get a lot of it. If you think about it, in season 9, like we heard of some stuff, but like we just saw Daryl kind of sad, and we picked up 6 years later. We heard some things in that Michonne X Scar episode, but not a lot. We just saw that he wasn't giving up looking for him. We got no explanation, no backstory, nothing to any of it. So I think this is going to be the moment where we do see why Daryl lived out there. I think we're going to go back in time, and we're going to learn about how Daryl actually dealt with Rick's death, if he even has. Because that's the one thing we've heard from Daryl quite a bit, is he believes that Rick is still out there. You know, and that's the thing about it, is like, does he still believe that? That was the last thing that we heard from him, is that they didn't find a body. So he's still out there, right? And even though obviously he knows the chances are very low, because he's probably thinking like, where would Rick go? And what would keep Rick away? To Daryl, he's not thinking of the CRM, this insane organization of 200,000 plus people, or at least it's 200,000 people at least. So he has no idea of any of this. The concept of this is insane, which I think is why they want to set this up right now. They want to explore how Daryl feels about Rick, because Judith knows some crucial information, right? Same with Virgil. So if they tell Daryl that Michonne went to go find Rick because she found all these clues that he's still alive, then Daryl's going to be like, what? Right? Like, he's going to be pretty shocked to find out that he's still around. So I think that's why they're going to start setting that up a little bit, because we are entering the final season. These are the last few episodes before we enter that final arc. And in that final season, Daryl's able to find out about Rick really at any point. He could find out very early on. He could plan to leave, but he has to deal with the Commonwealth, right? And so as soon as that's dealt with, they kind of figured all that out. Then he leaves, which is perfect because it sets up the Daryl Carol spinoff, right? It would be interesting to see if Daryl does still think about Rick, right? Like, I'm sure he does, but I feel like we need to hear that. We need to hear that sometimes, because Rick was such a big part of the show Rick was such a huge part of Daryl's life. And obviously Daryl isn't going to forget him, right? That's that one person that treated him like he was equal. Although if you watch those earlier seasons, Rick did treat him like shit, but Rick was still more respectful, right? Rick was just kind of acting like that because Daryl was an asshole in season 1 and 2, but they grew closer, and he was like the first person that was actually honest and like nice and normal and a human being to Daryl, right? I know Carol was too, but they were separated for a bit, and the stuff that Daryl, Rick, Michonne, Carl went through with the Claimers group, a lot of that brought them closer together. Just that journey and the fact that they lost the prison, all of that brought them together. And that's why Rick said, "You're my brother, Daryl," right? And then we got those moments in season 9 too, where Rick was saying, "Brother, brother," trying to reach out and grab his hand because Daryl was going to fall into the walkers there, and Rick saved him, right? So they have this really close bond that but we don't really hear a lot of it, right? Because you're dealing with this threat, you're dealing with this threat. And now that we have this break, let's do this now. Let's hear Daryl's thoughts on all of this. Let's go into the backstory here. Let's see how he dealt with it, because very soon Daryl is going to find out about Rick's survival. And then you're kind of out of a chance to tell that story, because at that point, Daryl has all this hope that he's still around, right? So I think we need to hear more of what he's currently thinking, and then just, set all that up. He didn't find a body. He'll probably say how he can't get closure because of that. It's just impossible to, because I know he's still out there. It makes no sense. Why was there no body there? And he'll say but also it would make no sense that Rick wouldn't come back if he was still out there. And then that's where you drop the information, maybe at the end of the season or in season 11, the final season, that Rick is in fact alive. Judith knows. At least there's a chance anyways, because they found her boots. They found this phone with that drawing, all this stuff, and so Rick was taken away. He might start to question, where did Jadis go? And then the helicopter stuff might come up. That's where all that stuff might come up in the final season. So this is going to get really interesting. I can't wait to see what's going to happen here. That's definitely going to be a plot in the final season, is them discovering what happened to Rick and starting to put the pieces together to go and find him. Because I think they're going to question that, right? Like, what happened to Jadis? And Gabriel, that might be why they kept him alive, to be honest, because they know that there's no way no one could really say that they saw a helicopter. Negan could, sure, but I think if Negan also said that and Gabriel also said that, that's both, you have both perspectives on that. And so I think Daryl's going to be like, yeah, you know what? Whatever that helicopter thing is, Rick was taken by that. That's Jadis left around the same time. Jadis most likely took Rick. That's where Michonne went, and then Daryl and Carol are going to go out too. Thus, that's where The Walking Dead is going to end, and then we'll get that spin-off show, which is going to be really exciting because it's just going to be them trying to look for Rick. And then at that point, we will probably get the movies, right, in like 2-3 years. So yeah, overall, I am really excited for all of this. I can't wait to see what happens here. I do want to know more of Carol's thoughts on Rick as well. I think that'd be cool to get, but we'll have to wait and see. Post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.